What's up, fantasy football lovers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to see if my ESPN fantasy team can win a Super Bowl in Madden 26. Disclaimer, I did draft this team while at work. If you did not know, I am an employee at Volvo Trucks North America in Virginia. So you got to give me a little bit of leeway. But let's go ahead and dive right into the video. All right, so going into this draft, we did not know which draft pick we had, so I had no way of mocking or preparing myself for this draft outside of my actual big money league that I've been in for 3 years, where I've been putting all of my fantasy football draft time into. So I did up getting the 10th pick, and here is my starting lineup: Jaden Daniels, Derrick Henry, Kyron Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DK Metcalf, Travis Kelce, David Montgomery, Baltimore Ravens defense, and Harrison Butker. Off of the bench, we will have Devonta Smith, George Pickens, Jaden Reed, Tajay Spears, Isaac Guerendo, and Tyler Algier. My rationality behind Isaac Guerendo seems he may be bound to get hurt, and if he does get hurt, Isaac Guerendo is going to be the bell cow for the 49ers. Most of these picks are logical. These back-end running backs I just got for depth, just in case someone was to end up getting hurt. They were the best players available. I have already did a waiver claim for the Arizona Cardinals because they do play the New Orleans Saints first week, and the Baltimore Ravens play the Buffalo Bills. And that could go either way. The Ravens, last time they played the Bills, did score 10 fantasy points. And I just think anyone who's playing the Saints this year is pretty much guaranteed for high upside when it comes to fantasy points. So I'm going to take a second and put all these players into Madden 26, and we will begin simulating. All right. I got everybody on the team. If you're new to these videos, whatever quarterback I end up drafting, that's whose offensive line we will use. So I'm using the Commanders' offensive line because I drafted Jaden Daniels, just so everybody's on the same page. So 89, 92, 87. Boom. So here's one more look at our team before we begin our simulation. Quarterback Jaden Daniels, running back Henry, Mixon, Williams. Receivers St. Brown, Smith, Metcalf, Pickens, Reed. Tight end Travis Kelce. Offensive line of the Commanders, Larry Tunsil, Brandon Coleman, Tyler Baidez, Sam Cosmi at right guard. Right tackle was Andrew Wiley. And then the defense of the Baltimore Ravens. Left edge, Calvin Noy. Right edge, Owe. Defensive tackle, Matabuke. Dang, I don't have a Sam linebacker. Sam linebacker is going to be Trenton Simpson. Mike is going to be Roquan Smith. Will is going to be Buchanan. Cornerbacks, Humphrey, Alexander, Wiggins, Cone. Dang, their cornerback room is not that great. Fast, but not great. Roger Longenbeam. Free safety, Washington. Strong safety, Kyle Hamilton. Kicker. This is supposed to be whatchamacallit. Harrison Butker. I'll have to change that. Punter, Jordan Stout. So that's our team. Kickoff return is going to be Jaden Reed. Punt return is going to also be Jaden Reed. Third down running back is going to be Joe Mixon. I don't know what GAD stands for, but Mixon. Power running back is going to be Henry. Slot receiver, St. Brown. So on far and so forth. All right, so our first week will be against the Buffalo Bills. Let's see how well we do. All right, Bills, Ravens, matchups of the decades. You know, the Ravens and the Bills have been going back and forth for quite a few years now. I've been saying this in other videos, but I have really enjoyed the presentation this year. Feels realistic, watching them come out of the tunnels and stuff. I'm enjoying it. Enjoying it a lot. There's old Joshy Allen. Let's see if we can come out with the win. All right, go ahead and super sim, jump forward to the end of the game. Buffalo scores first. We score. They get a field goal. They get another field goal. We get a field goal. We get a field goal. 13-13. They score a touchdown, 2013. We score a touchdown, 2020. Normal, let's slow it down. Last 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Both teams have all 3 timeouts. 2020. Bills got the ball. Big reception by James Cook. Another one by James Cook. Second one, touchdown. So we got 1 minute and 18 seconds, 3 timeouts. We're down by 4. Jade Reed with the touchback. Incomplete pass from Jaden Daniels. 2nd and 10, pass knocked away by DeMar Hamlin. 3rd and 10, another incomplete pass by Jaden Daniels. 4th and 10, 23-yard reception from Amon Brown, 33 seconds. 3 yards from Mixon. 27 yards for Devonta Smith, who is now hurt. 4-yard rush. We have no timeouts. Touchdown to Joe Mixon. 3 seconds left. Extra point, 30-27, and we pick up the win. First game is a W. Check out these player stats. Josh Allen, 295 for 3 touchdowns. Jay Daniels, 212 for 3 touchdowns. Henry, 52. Mixon, 37. Daniels, 27. Amon-Ra with 9. Receiving leader was Dawson Knox. For us, it was Amon-Ra Brown with 67 and a touchdown. Then Travis Kelce, Devonta Smith with 39, Metcalf with 32 and a touchdown, and Mixon with 27 and a touchdown. Solo tackle leader was Marlon Humphrey. Sack leader, Mike Green and Roquan Smith had 1. Trenton Simpson and Owe had half a sack each. No interception. So after week 1, we're 1-0. So we do have 2 new injuries. Devonta Smith and Derrick Henry out 3 to 7 weeks and 3 to 5 weeks with broken ribs and dislocated elbow. That is not ideal, but it's realistic. Could happen in fantasy. Week 2, we got the Cleveland Browns, who are an 80 overall. We're an 88. We will be missing Devonta Smith and Derrick Henry. Let's lock in. First home game. I need to go to a Steelers-Ravens game. Probably going to go this year. No cap. All right, here we go. We got them running out of the tunnel. Fireworks going off in the back. Don't really care about the Browns. All right, let's see if we can go out there and pick up a big dub. Go ahead and super sim to end of game. All right, we get a touchdown. 4th and 1 to take a touchdown. We get a field goal. We get another touchdown. Get a field goal. Get another field goal. Get a touchdown. Another field goal. Running it up 40-7 for the name of this team is Zach Wilson Mom Hunters, which has been one of the continuous names on my face league. So Jay Daniels 24 for 27, 316, 3 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson, I don't know how he's playing. 14 for 24, 170, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. On the rushing side, Mixon 55 and a touchdown. Daniels 39. Kyron Williams with 11. And then, receiving, Amon-Ra had a game, 122, 2 touchdowns. Kelce 63, Metcalf 62 and a touchdown. Pickens 18, Mixon 51. On the defensive side, our tackle leader was Kyle Hamilton. Sack leader, Matabuke had 2.5. Vanoy had 2. Travis Jones had half a sack. Interception went to Marlon Humphrey and Ardarius Washington. All right, 2-0. accidentally simmed through the Lions game like a big dum-dum. We did win 45-17. They're missing Amon-Ra and Montgomery. Jane Daniels, 4 touchdowns, 153 yards. No sacks, no interceptions. Mixon, 106, 2 touchdowns. Williams, 34. Daniels, 23. Amon-Ra, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. DK Metcalf, 27. Travis Kelce, 25. Kyren Williams, 15. Pickens, 2. Tackle leader was Roquan Smith. Sack leader, Calvin Noy, Madubuike, and Owe all had 1. No interceptions for Jair, Kyle Amateur, and Trent Simpson. Ball Hawks. I will not do it again. I promise. So we have 1 new injury, which is Jacob Hummel, who is our Mike. Out 3 to 5 weeks. We should be getting these 2 guys back relatively soon. So, yeah. So, Ravens Chiefs 88 versus 87 in Kansas City. Let's lock in. Three and 0 going into Chiefs week. They're missing Travis Kelce, but I did give them Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely since they lost Travis Kelce. We couldn't keep Isaiah Likely because obviously I didn't draft him. We're 3 and 0. They're 2 and 1. They're getting the ball first. Let's see what happens. They score 7-0, 7-3, 14-3, 14-10, 21-10, 21-17, 28-17, 25-28, 25-31, and we lose 25-31. Our undefeated streak stops at 3-0 as we lose to Patrick Mahomes in Baltimore Ravens fashion. Shout out all the Ravens fans. Not really. Fuck you guys. Just kidding. I love you guys. Jay Daniels, 25 for 36, 329, 1 touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, 311 for 4 touchdowns. On the rushing side, Mixon, 49 and a touchdown. Jay Daniels, 21. Kyren, 9 and a touchdown. Metcalf had 5 receiving. Good gosh. Kelce at 87. Mixon, 49 and a touchdown. Amon-Ra 75, Pickens 29, Metcalf 46. Tackle leader was Jair, sacks, Travis Jones, and Madubuike. No interceptions. So we're 3 and 1. Let's get to next week. Another injury. This time, Harrison Butker with a dislocated ankle, out for 3 to 7 weeks. An occasion like this, you would go to the waiver and pick up a free agent kicker. So that's what we will do, because that is legit. We will take Greg Zerlin if we have the cap space, because we have all these superstars on the team. Let's see if they'll let us pick him up. Nope, it'll take us over the cap. If one of you bastards don't want a lot of money. Ben Sauls. Can we get Ben Sauls? He's been kicking pretty good for the Steelers in preseason. Would put your team over the saddle. You must clear up 22. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to just rock with our kick or punter. So injury update. Devonta Smith is back. We're still waiting on Derrick Henry, Hummel, and now Harrison Butker. They're missing Kirk Fatukasi in speed. We are playing the Texans. Let's lock in. 89 versus an 85 at home. Let's see if we can go to get our 4th win after losing to the Chiefs. M&T Bank Stadium. We don't have to see this every time. They're 2 and 2. We're 3 and 1. We're getting the ball first. Not really ideal for me, but you know, to each their own. We take a field goal. They get a field goal. They get a touchdown. We get a touchdown. They get another touchdown. We don't. We get a touchdown, 17-17. Going to the fourth, 2017. And we pick up the big dub, 2017. We are now going into week 6, 4-1. Look at these player stats. Jane Daniels, 22 of 31, 204, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Kyrie Williams, 62, Mixon, 60, Jay Daniels, 38. Receiving leader was Kelsey with 101 and a touchdown. Kyrie Williams with 20, Joe Mixon with 21, Devonta with 20 in his game back. DK with 13. Our tackle leader was Travis Jones, sack leader, Matabuke, and Travis Jones, Owe, Roquan Smith. We threw an interception to Rajul Douglas. 5-4-1. Let's go into next week. All right, Rams week. Derrick Henry is back now, so that is very beneficial to the overall success of the team, as he was my first round pick. Let's see what we. I think Amon Ross St. Brown was my first round pick. Derrick Henry was next, then Jaden Daniels. All right, King Henry lead us to a victory. They are 5-0 without Kyron Williams. That's kind of hard to believe. All right, we go down and get a touchdown quick. Get a field goal. They get a touchdown. We get another touchdown, 17-7. We get the ball. They got the ball 27. And we win 20-7. We end their undefeated streak. Look at the player stats. Jaden Daniels, 196, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry in his first game back, 66 and a touchdown. Joe Mixon, 41. Jaden Daniels, 25. Receiving leader was Kelsey with 59 and a touchdown. St. Brown, 56. Devonta with 52. Metcalf, 17. Mixon, 7. Tackle leader was Nate Wiggins. Sack leader was Kyle Van Noy, Owe, Trenton Simpson, Matabuke, Travis Jones. Everybody was getting the sack. All right, 5-1. Another new injury. Laramie Tunsil is going to be out 4 to 8 weeks with a dislocated hip. Yay. Going into the bye, Jane Daniels, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, 1 interception, 9 sacks. Mixon, 348, 4 touchdowns. Daniels, 173. Henry, 118, a touchdown. Kyron, 116, 2 touchdowns. St. Brown's leading us in receiving yards with 398, 5 touchdowns. Kelsey with 382, 2 touchdowns. Metcalf, 197, 2 touchdowns. Mixon, 155, 2 touchdowns. Devonta with 111. George Pickens with 49 and a touchdown. Kyron Williams with 35. Our tackle leader right now is Marlon Humphrey. Sack leader is Matabuke. Interception leader is Trenton Simpson, Darius Washington, Humphrey, Hamilton, and Jair. All right, next week is against the Chicago Bears, who are an 84 to our 90 overall. Still waiting on Harrison Butker and Laramie Tunsil to get healthy. That would help our overall success with us having a good left tackle and a good kicker. No shots to the guy that's kicking for us right now, because he's doing a good job. They're 0-6. We're 5-1. Let's go ahead and super sim. See if we can pull out this W. All right, 7-0, 7-7, 14-7, 14-14. Come on, defense. 17-14. 17-14. Way closer than I thought it would be with them being 0-6. All right, player stats. Our boy Jane Daniels, 14 for 24, 183. No touchdowns, no interceptions. King Henry, 84 yards. Jane Daniels, 34 and a touchdown. Mixon, 33 and a touchdown. Receiving leader for us was DK with 61. St. Brown with 40. Kelsey with 38. Devonta with 29. Mixon with 15. On the defense, Roquan led us. He had 2 sacks. Matabuke had half a sack and a half. Travis Jones had a sack and a half. And so did Owe. No interceptions. All right. Week 9 in Miami against the Dolphins. Harrison Butker is back, just waiting on Laremy Tunsil at this point. I didn't see the Dolphins record. Whoa. What is this? Sunday night game? This is legit. Oh, Thursday night game. Thursday night. They're 3-5 to our 6-1. That's a pretty stadium. That little dolphin flip. Thursday night primetime game. We're getting the ball first. I'd rather get it after half. But, whatever. All right, we go down and get 7. They get a field goal. We go down and get another touchdown. They get a touchdown. We get another touchdown. All right, 20-10, 27-10, 27-17, and we pick up the win to move on to 7-1. Let's look at how the team performed. Jaden Daniels, 259, 1 touchdown. Derrick Henry, 80 and 2 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels, 27, Mixon, 24. Receiving leader was Devonta Smith with 62, Metcalf with 99 and a touchdown. Kelsey with 34, St. Brown with 26, Mixon with 10. Our leading tackler was Nate Wiggins, sacks. Matabuke got 2 on him. Travis Jones had 1. Calvin Noy had 1. No interceptions. And our injury luck continues to fail, which is typical for me in fantasy football. Last year, I was the injury reserve all-stars, because if you looked at the players on my injury list, we would have probably been the best team. So now we have Marlon Humphrey and Jair with week-to-weeks. Tunsil should be back relatively soon. Always out now with 3 to 7 weeks. Damn, it's been 1 to 3 weeks. How much longer is he going to be hurt for? All right, week 10 against the Vikings. Battle of the Purple. Got to go out there and guard Justin Jefferson, Jay Jettis. In Minnesota, home of the Skull. I think that's something that they say, something like that. U.S. Bank Stadium. That's another phenomenal fucking stadium. We had a fucking Viking ship on the outside and a Viking horn on the inside. Our friend Swanson's a Viking fan. Shout out to Swanson. They're 5-3. We're 7-1. They go down and get a touchdown quick. 2 touchdowns. We're down 14-0, 14-7, 21-7. Come on, offense. 21-10, 28-10. You know what they say, any given Sunday. J.J. McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings stop our win streak that we were currently on, as Jaden Daniels goes 16 for 29, 173, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Aaron Jones, 63 and a touchdown. Jordan Mason, 16, 2 touchdowns. Henry, 57. Mixon, 36. Jaden Daniels, 32. Williams, 3. Amon-Ra with 72. Kelsey with 36 and a touchdown. Devonta with 63. Roquan with the tackles. Sacks went to Jonathan. No, they went and got Jonathan Allen. Was he already on the team? I thought he was a Bear. Did he sign with them? It was killing us on defense. Calvin with 1. Matabuke with 1. And Eric Wilson got the interception. So did Ardarius Washington. Joe Mixon is now out with a dislocated hip for 3 to 7 weeks. Still waiting on Tunsil and Owe. We are 7-2 going into next week against the Doo-Doo Browns. Here's their injury list. They got hella people out, so that should work in our favor. But, any given Sunday, said it in the last game. Same thing applies here. 90 to an 81. Let's just see what happens in Cleveland. Maybe Shador's the starting quarterback by now, or it's Flacco. Huntington Bank Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to the Cavs. Shout out to Kid Cudi. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Curry. I know they're not from Cleveland, but they're from Ohio. They're hitting up. I hate the Browns. They're 3-6. We're 7-2. Get that stupid elf in the middle of the field. We're kicking it off. They go down and get 7 easily. 10-0, 10-7, 17-7. What are we doing? 14-17, 14-24, 17-24, 24-24, 24-24, 27-24. We lose to the Browns in overtime. What in the damn Sam Hill? Jane Daniels, 12 for 19, 154, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. We let Rico Dowdle get 81 yards. Derrick Henry, 91, 1 touchdown. Kyron with 43. Daniels with 19 and a touchdown. Receiving leader was... They were killing us on receiving. What's going on with those guys? Amara, 85 and a touchdown. They got Tyler Boyd, DK 12. Devontae with 14. We couldn't throw the ball to save our soul. Tackle leader was Trenton Simpson. Sacks, Jadavian, and Travis Jones each got 1. Jordan White, Jair, and Roquan each got an interception. So we're now 7-3 after our overtime loss to the Cleveland Browns of all teams. Any given Sunday. Oh, where would you look? Another injury. Joe Mixon, Tunsil is still on there. Now it's Matabuke and Owe. Our defensive line is getting depleted. Week 12 against the Jets in Baltimore. Let's go get a win. We're 7-3 right now. We should be, I feel like we should be undefeated with players we have on our team. We shouldn't have lost to the Browns or the Vikings, if you ask me. The Chiefs, you can say what you want, but I feel like we have the better team. We're receiving. Let's go ahead and super sim to the end of the game. Score first. Score again, 14-0. 17-0 going into half. 20-0. 20-3 and going into the fourth. 27-3 at the end of the fourth. 27-11. We get a safety. 8-3. Justin Fields just couldn't get it done. That's who's still the current starter, which it is. Jane Daniels, 130. No touchdowns, no interceptions. King Henry, 120, 3 touchdowns. Grumble, young man, grumble. Jane Daniels, 40. On the receiving side, didn't really throw the ball much. St. Brown with 69. Metcalf with 12. Kelsey with 16. Devontae with 12. Tackles was Marlon Humphrey. Sacks, Calvin Noy had 2. Travis Jones had 1.5. Have a sack there. Interception went to Roquan Smith. If we could get healthy, some of these games will be a lot less close than they are. If we get our left tackle back and get our D-line back to full health, we would be all right. Next week against the Bengals. So statistically wise, we're 4th in offensive points per game, 14th in passing yards, 1st in rushing yards, 6th in opposing points game, 16 in passing yards for the opposing team, and 2nd in opposing rushing yards. Bengals week, we should be able to run the score up because their defense isn't good unless they've made some dramatic changes. 92-83 Thursday night primetime game in Baltimore against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think they went all out this year with the damn presentation. It could probably be better, but I won't be too super picky. All right. We get the ball first. Go down and get 3. They get 3. We get a touchdown, 10-3. 10-10 going to the end of the half. 17-10 the end of the third. 24-10 going into the fourth. 24-13. 31-13. Like I said, we should be able to run the score up on them with how bad their defense is going to be this year. Player stats. Jaden Daniels, 236, 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow, only 138 and an interception. Didn't run the bar too heavy. 48 for Henry, 46 for Daniels, 36 and a touchdown for Williams. Receiving, Travis Kelce led us with 114 and a touchdown. St. Brown with 56 and a touchdown. Jamar Chase was locked up. King Henry 15, Metcalf for 18 and a touchdown. Devontae with 21. Defense, we were led by Jair on tackles. Sacks, Calvin Noy had 1. Interception went to Marlon Humphrey. Big win in the division. AFC North football, you know how it is. It's always a battle each week when you're playing against a divisional rivalry. Another new injury. Should I be surprised? Probably not. King Henry, broken ribs. Yay. So now we're missing Mixon and Henry. That would just be my luck. Week 14 against my Pittsburgh Steelers in Baltimore. The game that I will hopefully be at because Baltimore is not too far from my house here in Virginia. Hopefully I can attend. Never been to a Steelers game. Need to get word. 9-3. They're 7-5. 7-5 at this point in the season wouldn't be awful for us. Is it ideal? No. But the way the talking heads of sports analysts are talking, we're going to be fucking 0 and fucking 12 going against the Ravens. So 3-0, 10-0. AFC North, best rivalry in sports, 13-0. We're getting smacked. 21-0. 21-7, 24-7, going into through the fourth, 27-14. Trying to make a rally back, just not enough time. We lose 30-14 to my Steel Boys, who are now 8-5. We are going into the next week 9-4. Defense was probably wreaking some major havoc. Jane Daniels, 17 for 23, 179, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Rushing, Caleb Johnson went out there and had him a game. Kyron Williams, 44. We're missing our 2 better running backs. Gene Daniels with 23 and a touchdown. St. Brown, 85. Metcalf, 48 and a touchdown without Metcalf, too. Kelce with 38. On the defensive side, Nate Wiggins with 6. Interceptions went to Kyle Hamilton. Sacks. TJ Watt had 5. Good gosh. Calvin Noy with 2, Travis Jones with 2, Roquan with half a sack, and Oway with a half a sack, who's finally back. Back against the Bengals in week 15. Hey, if you guys are liking these fantasy football sims, let me know, and I will, and for my big money league, take everybody's team. It'll only be a 10-man team, but put them with one NFL team, 5 for the NFC, 5 for the AFC, put their entire team on one roster and simulate to see whose team ends up winning the Super Bowl. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I'll probably still do it regardless if you want to see it or not, because that seems like a banger of an idea. We're going to change this to kick with wind. I don't know why it's not set to that already. Bengals week in Cincinnati. Another AFC matchup back-to-back weeks. That might be back-to-back-to-back weeks. I think we played the Browns, then the Steelers, then the Bengals. Sitting at 9-4, they're 7-6. Kicking off. Let's go ahead and jump forward to the end of game. They get a field goal, 3-0, 7-3, 10-7, 14-10, 21-10, 21-17, 28-17, 28-25. AFC North football, 28-32, 35-32, 35-35. 38-35 with a game-winning field goal at the end to advance to 10-4. Should be like 10-2 if you ask me. Jane Daniels, 15-22, 175, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Come on, Jaden. He led in rushing with, he didn't. Mixon's back with 131, 2 touchdowns. Jane Daniels with 71. Kyron with 55. Receiving leader for us was Amon-Ra with 58 and 2 touchdowns. Kelsey with 37. Devontae with 36. T. Higgins had him a game. Go off, young man. Tackle leader was Marlon Humphrey. Sacks was Calvin with half a sack. Trent Sims with half a sack. Threw interceptions to Logan Wilson and Jordan Battle. Hey, at least we got the win. What do you expect? Another injury. This one from some guy named Kane. Braid. We're still missing Laramie Tunsil and King Henry and Matabuke. Next week we got the Patriots in week 16. One more game after that. Update on our stats rating. We're 4th in points per game, 17th in offensive passing yards, 1st in rushing yards, 12th in opposing points per game, 14th in passing yards for the opponent, and 1st in opponent rushing yards. We're still missing Tunsil and Derrick Henry. Here are some league leaders around the league. Joe Burrow, TJ Watt with 23 sacks. Highsmith with 19. Go ahead, still boys. Interceptions, 5 for a couple guys. Rushing yards for Barkley. I'm pretty sure he's probably in touchdowns as well. Nakua with touchdowns and yards. And then tackles for Barnes. So we are at home against the Patriots, who are 81. Bringing in Drake May and them boys, Stephon Diggs, Christian Gonzalez. They are they're 8-6. We're 10-4. Metcalf is returning kicks for us. Don't know if that's ideal. I know he's fast and he's strong. We go down and get 7 quick. Got the ball back 14-0, 21-0. Offense is going off 28-0. Belt to ass 28-7. 28-14. They're making a comeback. 35-14. Keep your foot on their neck. 35-14 to end. We're advanced to 11-4. Player stats. Jay Daniels didn't have a high throwing game. 161, 1 touchdown, 11 passes. Kyle Williams had him a game. 95 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mixon had 134 yards. Jay Daniels had 51 yards. On the receiving side, Travis Kelsey led us. Then it was DK Metcalf with 26. St. Brown with 18 and a touchdown. Devonta with 12. Our tackle leader was Roquan. Sacks. Didn't get any this game. And no interceptions. Alright, so we advance on with another big win. Last game of the season, I think, is against the Packers. And it probably will be in Green Bay. Oh, no, we still have to play Steelers one more time. I misspoke. My bad. So they're 10-5. We're 11-4. Are we getting anybody back? Tunsil's still hurt. We're getting King Henry back for these last few games of the season. Hopefully he can stay healthy. 90-84. Go out there, battle with Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Romeo Dobbs. Maybe they made a trade for Micah Parsons, because they're the front runners right now to get Micah Parsons. Lambeau Field, another great stadium. There goes Jordan Love. All right, let's go ahead and jump forward to the end of the game. Go out, get 3. They get 7. We get 7. 10-7, 10-14. Going into half, 17-14, 17-17. In the third, 24-17. Going into the fourth, 24-20. 24-20 still. And we pick up the W, 24-20. Goes our team captain, Jaden Daniels. Another low throwing game for Jaden Daniels. Only 135 yards, 1 touchdown. Rushing, King Henry with his game back, 87 and 2 touchdowns. Daniels with 47, Mixon with 31. Receiving, Matthew Golden, stud. They killed us in receiving. I'm gonna say Tucker Craft. Travis Kelce with 62. Devontae with 35. I feel like we're seeing a lot of Metcalf. Roquan, sacks leader was Owe and Matabuke. Roquan Smith with an interception. Another new injury. Larry Tunsil is probably not going to play this year. I've just came to that conclusion. Jaden Reed out with a pulled groin and a back strain for Nick Samak. Last game of the season against my Steel Boys as we try to go 13-4. They're first in opposing passing yards, opposing rushing yards. Not scoring too many points, not running the ball too well. Kind of middle of the pack when it comes to passing yards. Tunsil's still out. What would you expect? Nothing of the less. All right, final game of the season in Pittsburgh. Acrisure Stadium, Heinz Field, if you ask me. Jalen Ramsey, TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Aaron Rodgers, Jonnu Smith, Pat Freiermuth, Alex Highsmith. Can't say DK Metcalf because he's not on the team. It's DeAndre Hopkins. Captain Cam. Pretty sure that's TJ's animation. All right, last game of the season, AFC North battle with the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 8-8. Go fucking figure. Go figure. All right, we lost the first time we played them. Can we come out and get the win this time and split the season series? We're up 10-0, 10-3, 17-3, 17-6, 17-14, 2014. 2014, and we get the win to finish the season, to split the division series with the Steelers, to finish 13-4. Jane Daniels 184, 1 touchdown. King Henry 76, a touchdown. Jane Daniels with 49, Mixon with 28. Receiving, Devontae with 56, Kelce with 38. Amara with 30. Derrick Henry with 10 and the touchdown. On the defensive side, Roquan with 6 sacks. Owe had 1. Van Noy had 1. Mudwookie had a half. Smith had a half. And the interception went to Roquan Smith. All right, so that concludes the regular season. Time to get locked in for the playoffs. I did this video for another one, which will probably come out next week. This is going to come out the day of recording. And we lost in the first round. We had the bye, went to the divisional, and lost to the Chiefs, I do believe. So let's go look at our final season stats. If we look at the NFL standings, Vikings went 13-3 with the Broncos. We went 13-4. Packers, Rams, Colts, Bills, Buccaneers went 10-6. Giants and the Patriots went 9-7. Lions, Chiefs, Browns, Commanders, Falcons, Eagles, Niners, Cardinals. Bengals all went 8-8. Steelers went 8-9. Go figure. Seahawks, Texans, Jaguars, Chargers, Cowboys went 7-9. Titans, Jets, Dolphins went 6-10. The Saints and the Panthers went 5-11. Raiders 4-12. Bears 3-13. Stats and awards. So our boy Jaden Daniels, 3,300 yards, 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, sacked 45 times. It's not ideal. Did it by committee. Joe Mixon with 765, 8 touchdowns. King Henry with 761, 10 touchdowns. Jaden Daniels 612, 3. Kyron Williams with 398, 6 touchdowns. Had 1 fumble, and it was only from Jaden Daniels. Receiving was Amon-Ra, as we expect, 950, 10 touchdowns. Kelce 894, 4 touchdowns. Metcalf 498, 5 touchdowns. Devontae with 451. Mixon with 191, 2 touchdowns. Kyron with 50. Pickens with 49 touchdown. Henry with 34 and a touchdown. 21 for Ricard. Tackle leader, solo tackle leader was Roquan. Sack leader was, Van Noy and Matabuke. Interception leader was Roquan Smith. Fumble leader, a couple guys get 1. Recoveries, forced them, but we're not recovering them. Kicking did pretty straight. Did pretty solid. If we go and look at the entire NFL, passing leader was Joe Burrow with 4,600 yards. Rushing was Saquon with 1,417 touchdowns. Nakua with 1,300 yards. Touchdown leader was Rashee Rice. Tackle leader was Chris Barnes. Sack leader was Max Crosby and TJ Watt with 27 each. Wow. Interception leader had a couple guys with 5. PS2, Byron Murphy, Devon Witherspoon. Forced fumbles, Evan Williams and Levante David. Recoveries, a bunch of guys got 2. Defensive touchdowns, a couple guys got 1. All right, so let's go look at the playoff bracket. So we play the Browns, who had our number early in the season. Colts, Chiefs, Bills, Pats, Rams, Falcons, Buccaneers, Commanders, Giants, Packers, and we get the Vikings and the Buccaneers with buys. The Vikings beat us, so that's very, very legit. All right, go ahead, Sim. Well, just as I'm recording this video, Brian Robinson Jr. from the Commanders just got traded to the San Francisco 49ers for a 6th-round pick. So we have the New England Patriots, who we outmatched in pretty much every step, but yeah. On the injury side, we're still missing Tunsil and Jaden Reed. We went 13-4. They went 9-8. It's the wild card. Let's make it out of the first round. Let's make it to Super Bowl 82 versus a 91. Pretty sure we beat them, or did they beat us? I can't remember. All right, let's lock it in for our first playoff game. This is a longer video, so if you made it this far, I greatly appreciate you. Hope you enjoy the content. Comment down below what I can do to make the videos better or any video ideas. Join the Discord, follow the TikTok, subscribe to the channel, all those things. Smash all those buttons. Join the Gambino Gaming Mafia. We're going strong on the Madden 26 content for as long as I can. So we go down and get 7. They get 3. They get 7. We get 7. 14-10, 17-14 going into the third. 20-14, 21-20. Come on, boys. 28-21. And we lose in the wild card. Yeah, be upset. You guys lost to the Patriots. What the fuck? Jane Daniels had a pretty bad game. Average of 6.3, 10 for 21, 26, 50% completion rating, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Couldn't run the ball for shit. 53 from Henry and a touchdown. Jane Daniels had 34 and a touchdown. Mixon only had 15 and a touchdown. Receiving side, they were killing us. Our highest was 61, no touchdowns from DK Metcalf. St. Brown was locked up. Smith was locked up. Kelsey was in a chamber. And then Roquan led us in tackles. Sacks, Matabuke had 1.5. Owe had half a sack, and Van Owe had half a sack, and so did Jair. Christian Gonzalez picked off our boy Jane Daniels, and that will be the end of our season. In the wild card to the Patriots. We won all those games just to lose in the damn wild card. All right, I guess we're going to simulate to the Super Bowl and see who's going to make it. So in the Super Bowl, we have the Chiefs versus the Rams, team that beat us in the Chiefs. So the Broncos beat the Patriots. The Chiefs put belt to ass. Well, let's go all the way from the beginning. We lost to the fucking Patriots. The Colts beat the Bengals because the Bengals defense is ass. The Chiefs beat the Bills. The Broncos beat the Patriots. Then the Chiefs put belt the ass to the Colts. The Chiefs then beat the Broncos. On the other side, the Rams beat the Lions. Buccaneers beat the Falcons. Packers beat Lamar Jackson and the Commanders. Then went on to beat the Buccaneers. The Packers beat the Vikings, who beat us. And I'm pretty sure we beat the Packers. What the hell? The Rams end up beating the Packers. And now we have Chiefs versus Rams. Here are the yearly awards. Josh Allen wins MVP. Coach of the Year goes to Peter Gaffney. On the AFC side, Josh Allen. Defensive Player went to Max Crosby. Rookie of the Year went to Omarion Hampton. I got a lot of stock in that young man. Shamar Stewart wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. Quarterback goes to Josh Allen. Running back goes to Jonathan Taylor. Not King Henry. I mean, I guess he didn't have a lot of yards. Rashee Rice. Trey Smith, Max Crosby, Roquan Smith will get one. No kicker. And then on the NFC side, Barkley, Van Ginkel, who I've seen a lot of, Matthew Gordon seen a lot of, Jahad Campbell seen a lot of, Penix, Barkley, Puka Nacua, Zabel, Van Ginkel, Fred Warner, Murphy Jr. My old bitch is crazy, but my young Hoku. And then if we advance to next week, who ends up winning the Super Bowl? Will it be the Chiefs? No, it will be the Rams behind Puka Nacua. I had a fantasy team named Hawk Tua, as in Tua Tagovailoa on Pua. Playing on words. Not corny, I know. So that'll be it. Some retirements. We see Lakin Tomlinson, CJ Ham, Harrison Smith, Jordan Mims, Aaron, Christian Coons, Cam Hayward, Darius Slay, Robert Woods, so many Steelers. Taysom Hill, Demario Davis, Cam Jordan, Nick Folk, Bobby Wagner, Von Miller, Tress Way, Zach Ertz, Greg Zerlin, Kyle Van Noy, Matthew Stafford gets a ring and gets the fuck up out of Dodge. Tyler Higbee gets a ring, gets out of Dodge. Devontae Adams gets a ring, gets out of Dodge. Geno Smith, Andy Dalton, Adam Thielen, Tyrod Taylor, shout out to Tyrod. David Andrews, Graham Gano, Gus Edwards, Kirk Cousins, Jordan Poyer, Lane Johnson, Jimmy Ward, Darren Waller retires, unretires, then retires again. Nelson Aguilar, Chris Jones calls it a career. Keenan Allen, one of my favorite receivers of all time. Calais Campbell calls it a career with his old ass. Preston Smith, wish he was still with the Steelers. I really enjoyed him. Levante David, Mike Evans, probably my favorite receiver of all time that's not a Steeler. Jadeveon Clowney, Joel Patino, Garrett Bowles, Shaq Mason, Case Keenum, Lyle Collins, Roby Chosen one. Who else do we know that's on here? Clyde Edwards-Helaire, y'all remember him on the Chiefs. Michael Thomas, we used to call him Slant Boy. Michael Pruitt, Byron Pringle, Marcus May, Arthur Merlette, Mercedes Lewis. Who else we got? Anybody else we know? Cordell Patterson, Zeke retires, Jameson Crowder retires, and that will be it. So, if you made it this far to the end of the video, obviously you enjoyed it, which I hope you do, because I make these videos for you guys, for your enjoyment. So make sure you leave your boy a like, comment, subscribe, hook your brother up. I'm not making no money off these videos, but if you like, comment, subscribe, helps other people see content that you enjoy, so we can continue to build this community. Until next time, I love you. Good luck in fantasy this year. You're handsome, you're beautiful, you're everything, you matter. Until next time, peace.